Iran hits back hard after President Trump's aggressive promise of strikes collapses amid shifting regional dynamics. Iran's missile barrage rocks Tel Aviv directly, with air raid sirens blasting across major Israeli population centers. Explosions rip through Tel Aviv as Iranian missiles successfully penetrate layered air defense systems. A powerful 100 kilograms warhead blast leaves a trail of destruction across key areas of the city. Rubble and debris pile up across Israel as Iran methodically expands its strike zone outward. Iran launched a new wave of missile attacks on Israel following U.S. President Trump's announcement that failed to halt ongoing military exchanges between the opposing forces. The barrage of Iranian missiles activated immediate alert sirens across central Israel on March 24, prompting standard civil defense protocols in affected regions. This recent operation targeted both southern and central Israel, with projectiles reaching urban areas with higher population density. Unlike previous engagements concentrated in southern districts, these latest launches demonstrated extended-range capabilities that penetrated deeper into Israeli territory. Reports indicated missile fragments impacted Rosh HaAyin east of Tel Aviv, resulting in documented structural damage to buildings in the vicinity. In central Tel Aviv, a munition carrying approximately 100 kilograms of explosives struck its target, causing substantial localized destruction. The resulting blast scattered debris across streets, shattered numerous windows, and compromised surrounding infrastructure components. The Times of Israel documented at least 6 injuries stemming from multiple strike locations throughout the Tel Aviv metropolitan area. The Iranian response occurred one day after Donald Trump stated the U.S. would cease targeting Iranian energy infrastructure facilities. However, mere hours later, coordinated U.S. Israeli airstrikes hit 2 gas processing facilities alongside a pipeline installation within Iranian territory. Trump's declaration emerged amid reciprocal strikes against nuclear-related infrastructure in both Iran and Israel during the extended conflict phase.
Brave men of the Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran, since Sunday morning, March 22nd, have employed a Rush-2 destruction drones to target 2 Israeli aerospace industries near the Ben Gurion Air Base and a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft deployment site at Prince Sultan Air Base in the Ramana region with drone attacks. The 74th wave of Operation Promise of the Faithful Four, with the code name Ya Amir al-Mu'minin Ali, peace be upon him, targeted American bases in the region, as well as in the center and south of the occupied territories, continuing pre-planned war game scenarios with new tactics and upgraded systems. The Malik Sultan Base, the U.S. Fifth Fleet, and the Komala terrorist nest were targeted by Feta 312, Chiam, and attacking drones, continuing the lightning strikes of recent days. Military bases and security centers in Tel Aviv, Yokneam, and Ramat Gan were also powerfully destroyed on Sunday morning following direct hits from the Kaibashkin, Quds, and Khorram Shafur missiles. A few hours ago, the 75th wave of Operation True Promise 4, under the name of Fatima al-Zahra, peace be upon her, was carried out against Zionist and American targets. In this wave, based on reconnaissance carried out by operational intelligence units, new military deployment locations, and concealment of Zionist army personnel in various areas of the occupied territories were targeted. The Prince Sultan Air Base in Al-Qagar, which is one of the main deployment and operational locations for American aggressors against Iran, was also targeted with ballistic missiles. The terrorist Israeli and American military personnel are warned that they are being fully monitored by the operational intelligence units of our armed forces, and hiding in settlements, such as hiding in a settlement in Orod, does not save their lives due to the intelligence dominance of the armed forces. The strategic confusion of the CENTCOM commander, the collapse of the multi-layered American-Israeli defense network in the Middle East, and the disruption of the U.S. armed support system following the measures and strikes of the Iranian armed forces against hostile enemies have changed the equations of war in favor of Iran. The anger and desperation of the American and Zionist warmongers were predictable, and we had previously warned about the quagmire of war for the United States and the Zionist regime, and a regional and all-encompassing war.
The world's largest naval warship USS Gerald Ford is currently out of active service during Donald Trump's ongoing war against Iran. The massive U.S. Navy aircraft carrier will reportedly go into extended maintenance for a sustained period of 12 to 14 months. At the present moment, the advanced Navy warship is safely docked at Crete Suda Bay directly after being permanently pulled from regional action. In addition to physical damage, The U.S. Navy Carrier Strike Group was also battling severe operational system strain following many consecutive months of active combat operations, reports. The USS Gerald R Ford faced a significant operational setback directly after an alleged structural fire broke out in the warship's main laundry room. The USS Gerald Ford's roughly 100 internal berths are allegedly completely displaced following the severe laundry room blaze that occurred on March 12. The destructive warship blaze also reportedly injured several active sailors and heavily damaged designated living spaces directly after extended hours of continuous firefighting efforts. According to CENTCOM officials, the structural fire originated deep in the ship's primary laundry room, which eventually spread to several adjacent internal compartments. The U.S. Navy publicly claimed the primary propulsion systems were completely unaffected by flames and explicitly ensured the vessel was fully operational. The active warship's historically extended deployment route, originally running from the Caribbean directly to the Red Sea, further severely mounted internal maintenance issues. The advanced warship's sudden withdrawal from the active Iran theater reportedly significantly reduced the U.S. military's overall air power capacity during the ongoing war. The active USS Gerald R Ford is officially the U.S. Navy's newest nuclear-powered vessel and serves as the lead carrier strike group platform. The massive naval warship is reportedly physically designed to consistently carry roughly 75 advanced combat aircraft and exactly 5,000 deployed personnel during active war. The flagship was considered entirely key for executing the U.S. Navy's broader long-term Middle East strategy, and its sudden exit dealt a huge logistical blow to its deployed military forces. Since its initial combat deployment stationed near Iran, more than 7,000 individual aerial strikes were effectively carried out, launching directly from the USS Gerald R Ford. But its historically extended deployment of 260-plus continuous days operating at sea effectively made it the third highest endurance record in the history of the U.S. Navy. Directly after the destructive blaze, new reports emerged suggesting that various Gerald R Ford sailors deliberately intentionally set the internal fire themselves. Severely exhausted and heavily strained active duty sailors allegedly directly set the ship's laundry facility on fire simply to be officially relieved from continuous combat operations. Some speculative media reports openly suggested there was actually no internal accidental fire, but rather an external Iran drone attack that successfully set the vessel ablaze. However, U.S. Fifth Fleet naval officials allegedly firmly denied that any hostile combat fire actually caused the destructive ship blaze that day. Meanwhile, the U.S. military has also been facing significant operational blows directly to its regional air power, strictly due to Iran's continuing military retaliation.